Welcome to the Page by Page Book Club. I'm your host, Paige in Print, and I bring you weekly book club meetings wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, we're a little late on this one, but it was for a good reason. I cannot begin to express enough how grateful I am for y'all's response to the Catherine episode last week. If you haven't seen it yet, I was just elated over the moon, grateful beyond measure to invite Catherine Cowles to book club. Can y'all believe it? I still am reeling over it. It was a dream come true. And so we skipped our usual reading recap episode, but hey, we're here. We're going to talk about February, and we're almost midway through March. And I'm going to tell you what, guys. Per my last email regarding February being we're so back, March we're so not back. Things are bleak. I've read 2 books. I am struggling a little bit, but for good reason. Y'all know if reading is low and I say I'm struggling, it's because there's a new business venture on the way. That's just how it goes. I don't make the rules. That's just how it goes. So, with that being said, we are going to recap February because it was a phenomenal month, I gotta say. So, I am very excited to dive into it. Before we dive into the book, should we talk about some of my favorites? I used to do this and I haven't done it in a very long time. My non-bookish favorites for the month of February. Number 1. Hint O Lime Tostito Rounds. Must be the rounds. I'm obsessed with these. There is something about the Hint O Lime Tostito Rounds that is just carrying me through. I cannot find them at Target. They have Hint of Lime regular chips at Target, but I have to go to Publix for the rounds. And the rounds are of the utmost importance. So that is a product empty for me for sure. I am loving the First Aid Beauty glycolic pads. I've added that to my morning routine, and those are moving the needle for me in my skin. I've got to say it. So loving that. Another February favorite, actually blow drying my hair instead of letting it air dry. It is just shocking how much of a difference it makes. And who would have thought? Not me. But now I know. And for example, I blew out my hair today. And for those listening on audio, just picture it with me. For those watching, you're welcome. Yeah, my hair, so loving blowing out my hair. What else? Oh, the Good and Gather brand s'mores bark. Another Target find. Phenomenal. Whipped protein chocolate chia pudding with yogurt on top. Phenomenal. So those are some favorites. Music-wise, what am I listening to lately? Loving Griff. Fun pop star moment. I am, of course, always a Taylor gal. I'm getting ready mentally for the Maine retreat with Fiction Found, so I'm kind of in a folklore era. I'm kind of giving a folklore moment. So definitely listening to that. On YouTube, watching The Swiftologist. I'm watching some research stuff for a romantic suspense client, and researching some CIA stuff and CIA operations, so that's kind of fun. No TV shows at the moment. That's what you missed on Glee. That's all that I've been up to lately. Needlepoint, of course, big into Needlepoint, my Myrtle. Yeah. I know I've said it before, but I talked about Myrtle, my puzzle book, on my stories, and the next week I saw it on the USA Today bestsellers list. And I'm not saying there's a correlation causation conversation to be had there, but I'm just saying. I'm kidding. But I love Myrtle. If you want to get off your phone, make an analog bag. Nothing beats a bag of things to get you off your phone. So, without further ado, shall we discuss the books of the month? The reason we've all gathered here today. Let's start with the alpha reads. 1. Blue Norther by Tilly H. Colson. This is the first book in her brand new series, the Silver Ridge Ranch series. For all of the people who have been patiently awaiting Tilly H. Colson's first-person transition, welcome to Blue Norther. Yes, it's true. Tilly has made the transition and is writing in first person. So if you're not a third person gal and been waiting to read Tilly, now's your chance. But y'all, this story is so good. I'm going to be honest. I was just reading that realizing that the blurb hasn't been revealed yet. It's going to be revealed next week, okay? So just stay tuned, and we'll come back to it. But Blue Norther is so good. You know the characters for the most part. You've heard of them if you've read Silver Springs, and it is just, it's suspenseful. Like, this suspense is Tilly's best yet. Like, I was jaw on the floor, edge of my seat, so good. So clapping and cheering for Blue Norther. Highly recommend that read. Beneath the Frost by Lena Hendricks. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Holy cow, dude. This book is one of the most vulnerable, emotional, stunning books I have ever read. Art MMC is one of the most unique MMCs. He is a recent amputee and is navigating just that difference in his life. And she, in just so many ways, shows up for him and brings him back to life and doesn't pity him in any way, shape, or form, and is so attracted to him and has been and will continue to be. Like, it's just, it is so beautifully done. And I just cannot begin to express to you all enough, if you have not read the Star Harbor series by Lena Hendricks, you are missing out in a way that, like, y'all don't understand. I don't know how else to say it. You must read the Star Harbor series by Lena Hendricks. It is phenomenal. The audiobooks, phenomenal. The stories, the characters, the plots, phenomenal. The subplot that's continuing throughout the series, so good. And you have time before April 30th to read the first 2 books in the series to be fully prepared for this Roman Empire read. So do it. Do it. Chasing the Sun, When We Fall, Beneath the Frost. I am clapping and cheering, and you should be too, and you could be too, but you're not. So what's going on? Everyone clap. Clap. It's like that meme. Read the Star Harbor series. Prepare yourselves. Batten down the hatches for Beneath the Frost. It's that simple. Speaking of battening down the hatches, March 24th, we are getting Paper Hearts by Kay Cove, the second book in the Off the Book series. Oh my gosh. So, picture this. She is the world's biggest pop star. Her name is Charlie Riley. And she is perfect on stage, but there's a bit going on behind the scenes. And she is just kind of trying to navigate pop stardom, her label, how she wants to be perceived, etc., etc. And through a laugh out loud funny, so random meet cute, which Kay is just phenomenal at, she meets our MMC Tayo, who is an escort, who was sent to the wrong location, and they end up hitting it off and end up being very, like, vulnerably paparazzi together, but not in, like, an inappropriate way. But they just, like, caught a moment between them, like a kind human moment between the two of them. And the problem with this is that, so she is in a PR relationship, like fake PR relationship with, like, the #1 Hollywood actor, who sucks, by the way. So she's in a PR relationship with him, and so her publicist mentioned, hello, ends up being like, we have to fix this. And so Tayo ends up faking being her bodyguard and going on tour with her. So we have this forced proximity element, and it comes to light that she is inexperienced. Yeah, like that. Inexperienced. And he, of course, has expertise because he is an escort. And all the while they're, like, experiencing this forced proximity. There's absolutely a spark between the two of them, but they're just kind of trying to navigate, like, both internally, like, how do I fit with this person when our lives could not be more different? Well, you're gonna find out. It's so good. Paper Hearts, the 24th. Mark your calendars. So good. I talked about Foul Territory by Ginger Walls last month, but I want to bring it up again because technically I finished it in February. The Newhouse University series by Ginger Walls is the just perfect, different, underrated small town sports romance. Well, I guess it's not small town, but sports romance nonetheless. College, set in Montgomery, Alabama. Incredible, 3-dimensional, super fun, different characters. And if you love sports romance and have not read Newhouse University, what are you doing? Missed opportunity. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Specifically, I'll do it again if you've missed the last episodes. Rapid Fire, book 1, Easy Out, is a friends to lovers, forced proximity for a kind of school partnership. Like, they're partnered together on a project. They both have a bit of hidden past, tougher childhoods, and they're both trying to hide that from each other. Book 2. Next book is called Strike Zone. It is opposites attract. He's so type B, she's so type A, and he, for a reason you'll find out, wants her to set him up with her roommate. But as it turns out, the reason he wanted to be set up was actually a misunderstanding and was actually her. And they go from strangers to reluctant friends to best friends to more, and it's so beautifully paced and done. And then book 3, Foul Territory, is brother's best friend. They, of course, had one night together, and then he said it was the M word, the mistake. Do not say the M word in romance. Don't do it. But he said it, and ever since then, things have been a little tense, but they both are still deeply, madly in love with each other. And so she has a presence on this online bookish forum. I wouldn't say she's like a book influencer, but she's like involved in these bookish forums, and he has an anonymous account on the forums and reads all of her favorite books. And of course, he's an athlete, and it's all these things, and it's like, oh my gosh. And is she gonna find out? I don't know. You'll have to find out. So good. This month, I also continued on the Carrington Cove series. Actually, I started the Carrington Cove series by Harlow James. Harlow, come to the front. Perfect quintessential small town. Really conflict driven in a fun way. I really am loving the Carrington Cove series. First book, Somewhere You Belong, is a new to town boss FMC. We love a businesswoman. We love to see it. He is ex-military. He owns the town bar. They have a meet not so cute as it goes, but they're both, of course, undeniably attracted to each other. And she has a secret. And that secret's pretty important to him. So it comes out, and is he going to find out or not? I don't know. You'll have to see. But so fun. Audio's amazing. One thing about Harlow, she does not play around about the audio. I actually have audio shelf trophies from Harlow. They're vinyls. So if you're an audio girl and are like, I've always wanted a shelf trophy, read these. Get yourself some shelf trophies. It's so fun. Next up is Someone You Deserve by Harlow James. This is she's a widow, but as it turns out, which you found out in the prologue, their relationship was on the rocks when he deployed and ultimately ended up passing. And his best friend has become kind of a father figure to the children and has really shown up for her, but they're falling for each other, and there's just a bit of conflict of interest in that. And then the best friend didn't know that the relationship was on the rocks, so a little bit tricky, but super good. Back to Tilly H. Colson. Again, Tilly is just crushing and destroying. She's so good. And I read the 5th book in the Silver Spring series. Y'all, unbelievable. The perfect end to the series. Yes, I was crying. I cannot believe it's come to an end. 5-book romantic suspense. If you've been waiting for the series to complete before reading it, now is your time. Silver Springs, Texas, following a group of former Navy SEAL turned security professionals. It is just everything to me, and I cannot believe this one's come to an end. This one is an age gap accidental pregnancy romance. She's the only daughter of the town's founding family, and he's been falling for her for a long time, and this is his shot. So love this story. So good. I realized I didn't talk about either of my Catherine reads from January, but I did read Across the Vanishing Sky and Death to Valentine's Day in January and just never talked about them. So just flagging, I know we talked to Catherine a bunch last week about this. So if you want to hear more about Across the Vanishing Sky, be sure to go watch that episode. But love. Okay. I was in the mood for something very, very, very particular. So I called up my best friend Torianne, and I wanted a dark suspense, but I didn't really want too much angst, which I just didn't want to cry. That was the deal. So I read Be Still My Heart by Emily McIntyre and Savar Miller. Holy romantic suspense, y'all. Oh my gosh. So I am new to the Emily McIntyre romantic suspense train, I will say. I know that she's a fave, and I just hadn't read her before, and this story was wild. And it's almost hard to talk about without spoiling something. I went in completely blind, and I'm so glad that I did. What I will tell you is there is a series of deaths on this island, suspicious deaths, and these out-of-town detectives are brought in to investigate, and our FMC is one of the detectives, and our MMC is in the beginning a suspect, and then ultimately cleared. And there's just like, oh, there's so much to it. The audio was really good, so highly recommend Be Still My Heart. I did a reread of Roleplay by Keiko, the first book in the Off the Book series, so Paper Heart's the second, Roleplay's first. I just love that book enough. I was like, gotta read it again. I was also doing a content poll, which we love to do, but that is our classic struggling romance author FMC, and our escort MMC, who ends up role-playing popular romance tropes to help her write her next hit novel. He's also a single dad. There's also forced proximity. Her dad's also the most famous fantasy author like in the world and refuses to help her. There's just so many good moving parts of this story. So love. I read Whisper Sweet Nothings, the last book in the Rosewood River series by Lara Pavlov. I cannot believe this world has come to an end. I just can't. Rosewood River has been such an incredible, laugh out loud funny, small town rom-com series. It is just quintessential. I say it all the time, but if aliens came down to Earth and said, give me a small town romance, like small town rom-com, I'd give them Rosewood River. Like, it's just chef's kiss. So please check that one out. It's finished as well. This one is Single Dad Nanny, and then she is actually also an up-and-coming, quite famous author. So 2 author romances. I love an author FMC. I just think it's so fun. Very meta. So recommend that one. I was on my K Cove train last month. I also read Tattletale, which is the second book in the Paladin series, which follows a group of professional eliminators of people, as we know. And they're charged with eliminating the evil people from this world. So this one is a lovers, best friends to lovers to enemies to lovers. So they're best friends. And at the beginning of this book, they finally give in to like over a decade's worth of falling for each other, and then she ends up doing something that would ultimately threaten her life, and so he tattletales on her to save her, and then she's like, I can't forgive you, I hate you, and then they have to come back from that. It's so intense. The suspense plot on this one, guys, buckle up, like so crazy. Like, I was so tricked. This is one of those romantic suspense where I could have never guessed what was going to happen, ever. So, if you haven't read Tattletale, Whistleblower and Tattletale, come on now. And then I did a little reread of Strong and Wild by Sloane St. James. Love. Love. It is a neighbors to lovers, hate to love. He's the rookie on the hockey team. She lives across the way. She does some spicy online content while baking, like that's her shtick, baking, to end up being able to fund her own business that she's trying to run. It's a whole thing. He ends up actually being one of her subscribers unknowingly. Like, he doesn't realize that she lives across the street, but once he realizes, he's like, oh crap. So he tries to make her hate him. Anyway, it's so good. Tension, it is spicy, y'all. Like, clutch your pearls if you need to, but it's so good. So, love that story. It was so fun to read that again. It had been a while. I was reading it for work, as one does. But yeah, that was my February. It was a really great month. I am really trying to prioritize reading in my work day, actually, because, part of my job is reading. And unfortunately, like I said, March is not off to a great start, like at all. But it is because I have some exciting business opportunities coming down the pipe. So any authors listening, I have something exciting coming from you. Any author services providers, I have something exciting coming for you. So that's kind of where I've been, what I've been up to. In terms of things I'm looking forward to in March, of course, Silver Sunrise release, Paper Hearts release. We have the re-release of Fireline by Maggie Gates. I had the most incredible opportunity to interview Maggie and be in conversation with her when she came here to Nashville last week. And let me tell you what, Maggie Gates is the exact delight that you think she is. And her backlist is just so beautifully woven together, and getting to talk to her and hear about how intentionally woven together it is, I just am continually impressed by Maggie, her team, her books, her characters. She is just everything you want her to be and more. So huge shout out to Maggie. She has 3 books coming out this year, and Maggie's keeping us fed. Thank you, Maggie. So really, really love to see that. I am currently reading And Now Back to You, B.K. Borson. As many of you know, First Time Caller is an all-time favorite of mine, and I am thoroughly enjoying And Now Back to You. B.K. Borson just makes me laugh out loud. She does, and I'm loving the audio, so really having a lot of fun there. I just finished How to Tide, Sarah A. Bailey, and let me just say, for all the Pacific Shores fans, you're not ready. You're not ready. And you should be getting excited. May 5th for Sarah A. Bailey. I'm going to fly out for her release party, hang out with her and Bailey Hannah. Common misconception, and I'm kind of joking, but it kind of not. Bailey Hannah and Sarah A. Bailey are not the same person, but are they? I don't know. You'll have to find out for yourself. But absolutely love both of those ladies. I am hard at work getting excited for West of Forever by Corinne Michaels. That is a release that we've been working on for a very long time here at the Page and Print Literary Team, and it is coming, and ARCs are open, and oh my gosh, first book in a cowboy series, y'all gotta lock in. We got Ryder coming, the last book in the Lucky River Ranch series, Jessica Peterson. I cannot believe, gosh, there's so many series that are coming to an end here, and it's just like, you just feel like you know these characters and they're a part of your lives, and it's just like, that's just it. So thank goodness for interconnected universes that these authors write, because it's wild. Lena Hendricks is re-releasing the King's Family series, so be sure to grab those in stores and keep an eye out for them. But yeah, guys, so many amazing things coming down the pipeline, and I know this one's a bit of a shorter one, but I am recording it the day before, and I wanted to get something out for you all. I have a few exciting guests coming on in the next few months as well. Like, guys, there are big things coming. Big things coming, and I can't wait for you all to see them. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you. If you all have... Next week's episode is going to be a Q&A. It's already filmed, actually, so that's going to be super fun, answering all of your burning questions about my job, book recommendations. I have a few. I'm not really a hot take gal. I don't think any of my takes are hot, but they're warm. Some warm takes. So be sure to mark your calendars for next Wednesday. But that's all I have for you. Thank you as always for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one.